Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back. Firelake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma, USA is the venue, and Saturday the 22nd of July is the date when Australia's George Kambosos Jr. and UK's Maxi Hughes meet in the ring to fight for the IBO World Lightweight title. It's a title that Maxi Hughes has held onto since 2021 when he took on and beat Mexican Jovanni Staffron. And it's the title that he will be defending against Kambosos, who is hungry to get back into major title contention and will view the acquisition of the IBO belt as a means to getting a step closer to perhaps another shot at undisputed or potentially a shot at WBA regi title holder Gervonta Davis, or at the very least put him in a conversation. The card will feature exciting prospect American Shawnee Davis, and for the Aussies, aside from George, we'll also see Queenslander and former Vic Joseph Goodall. And for our cousins across the ditch in New Zealand, Hemi Ahio will continue his comeback in his second fight since that loss in Melbourne to Django Opelu in 2022. Should be a good night of boxing, so make sure you tune in. George Ferocious Kambosos Jr. is once again becoming the road warrior, something he has been for most of his career. Kambosos, who was signed with Top Rank in a co-promotional deal, will take the international route in pursuit of a major title glory and potentially becoming a two-time world lightweight champion. And given the political boxing landscape back home, it might have been George's best option. No Limit have exclusive network backing in Australia. They also have Tim Tszyu, who currently is the promotional outfit's major star and standout crowd attraction. Other promotional outfits in Australia operating on a smaller scale and without major network backing perhaps could not deliver the platform and financial incentives that Kambosos, a former unified and lineal world champion, is seeking. So the choice from an outsider's perspective seems logical to sign with Top Rank, and the deal would no doubt prove to be lucrative. First order of business, however, is Maxi Hughes. Coming off back-to-back losses to Devin Haney, firstly unified title defense after clutching victory off Teofimo Lopez in 2021, only to lose the titles in his first defense and then followed by a subsequent loss in the rematch. The two losses are the only blemishes on an otherwise respectable resume. At 20 wins, 10 knockouts, 2 losses and 0 draws, it's often forgotten that even before that impressive win over Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos has always been a formidable opponent. Fast hands and feet, deft countering abilities complemented by almost eerie shot anticipation and reflex, along with tactical craftiness, ring IQ and a true warrior spirit, Kambosos is a handful for any opponent. It wasn't so much a bad game plan or lack of skill that saw him lose to Haney, but simply that he was outboxed and outclassed by a superior boxer. Outside the top 5 at 135 pounds, there are not many in the division that would give Kambosos too much trouble. Then again, styles make fights. And it will be interesting to see how Maxi Hughes' style matches up against George. Daniel Maximus Hughes, or Maxi Hughes as he is more commonly referred to, is not a fighter that should be underestimated, despite having a mixed bag resume in terms of results. Although it may be true that he does not have the level of competition or the impressive scalps on his resume that his upcoming rival George Kambosos possesses on his CV, Maxi is the reigning IBO champion who has successfully defended his title twice and will defend it again a third time when he steps through the ropes with Kambosos. He is a former WBC international champ at lightweight, a title that has been held in the past by the likes of Devin Haney and Luke Campbell. Hughes has also held titles domestically and on a continental level, namely Europe. Hughes has a workmanlike approach to his style, and his last 2 bouts, both title defenses, were against equally respectable opponents on the domestic and continental level. Granted, his last opponent, Kid Galahad, jumped 2 divisions north from featherweight, where he has campaigned for much of his career, but to date, Galahad is arguably Hughes' most notable opponent and one that he beat by majority decision. One of the 3 judges had it a draw, and despite some rough tactics from Galahad and incurring a cut over his eye, Hughes pulled off the win against an opponent considered to be a handful. And before that, Maxi Hughes got some sweet revenge on the Walsh family after beating Ryan Walsh by unanimous decision in 2022. only 2 or so years after losing to Ryan's brother Liam Walsh, also by unanimous decision. Not too dissimilar to Kambosos, Maxi Hughes is also a great counter-puncher. Hughes has a vicious left hand and also likes to work the body, slowly breaking his opponent down. He can linger a little too long on the spot after throwing combinations, typically in 2s and 3s, and his head movement and defense in general can get repetitive and easy to time or predict. With a record of 26 wins with 5 by KO, 5 losses with 2 by KO and 2 draws, it's a bigger challenge for Maxi than it is for George. So how will Maxi go? If I am wrong, I'm happy to grudgingly and with extreme prejudice shake Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews' hand. But I think there's a big gap in talent here. George Kambosos has proven himself on the global level, and I think Maxi Hughes, who is a decent fighter with a great fighter spirit, is really more a domestic or local level talent. Being a southpaw with a strong, sharp jab and big left hand are great weapons to have against Kambosos, but I think George's speed, ring IQ and aggression will break Maxi down, and ultimately, I think Kambosos takes the W on points.
Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one.
Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much, much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same for you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.